Solving solutions of quadratics. The definition is where the graph touches the x-axis. So solutions have three other names. They are called roots, zeros, and x-intercepts. So they have four names: solutions, roots, zeros, and x-intercepts. They all mean where the graph touches the x-axis. So sometimes you will have two solutions because the graph is a U shape. So the graph can cross once and then turn around and cross again. So the solutions are here and here. They could have one solution. This means that the graph just touches at that perfect spot on the x-axis only once. And it could have no solutions, meaning that the graph is either up here above the x-axis or below the x-axis, and that means it's never going to touch. Okay, so if we have a graph, we're going to graph it by hand, and we are going to determine where it crosses the x-axis. So we're going to do the same thing we did previously, and we are going to find the axis of symmetry using the formula. So remember, this is A, B, and C. ax squared plus bx plus c. So our a is 1, our b is 4, and our c is -5. So if I use this formula, I get x equals -b, which is 4, divided by 2a, which is 1. So -4 divided by 2 is -2. So our axis of symmetry is -2. So I'm going to look at this table, and I'm going to put -2 right in the middle, because I always want my axis of symmetry to be in the middle of the table. That way I have points above the axis of symmetry and points below the axis of symmetry. So I'm going to find out what the y value is for my vertex. So I'm going to type this equation in. Look at the table. Second graph. So I already know what the x value is, -2, so my y value is -9. So, like I said, I always want my axis of symmetry to be in the middle. I want points above it and points below. So here's my axis of symmetry. I got 3 points above it, and I have 3 points below it. I'm going to copy those points on my table. So another thing to point out, so you see this is the middle. This is the axis of symmetry. The x value is the axis of symmetry, and this point here, that's called the vertex. So if you notice here, it mirrors itself. So -8, -8, -5, -5, 0, 0. That's how it should look. So we're going to plot these points. Then I'm going to connect them and draw an arrow. So the point where they intersect are at The points where they intersect are at -5, 0, and 1, 0. So you can write them as ordered pairs, or you can also write them as x equals. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why they're called zeros, because the answer has a 0 in the ordered pair. Okay, we'll do the other two in class.